Let's get started.
Now let's get it all in perspective. We did it like that, and now we do it like this.
Do not attempt to adjust your dial. I'm transmitting live. Yo,
Let's get down to business.
Now let's get it all in perspective. We did it like that, and now we do it like this.
All right.
for the underground world, every street and borough.
You may learn something.
Post Joe. As always with the Post Joe, we start off by tradition, naming the new Patreons. This week's no different. This week's a short list. I think everyone was waiting to make sure we made it to 100 and they're going to floodgates about to open. But that being said, welcome to the team, Matthew Whitmore.
What up, Matt?
Matt, thanks so much, man.
There's no challenges on that pronunciation?
I don't care.
Oh.
No, I just
If you
I don't.
fucked up that white name,
you're
I
fucked,
wouldn't know
you're
how.
fucked.
Like Matt Whitmore, it's pretty obvious.
It might be Whitemore.
Yo, someone also,
Okay, thank you. That's what I thought it might be.
someone also just up there's like 10 minutes ago.
Really? I didn't
Yeah,
see
from a
that.
buck
Nice.
69 to 5.
Nice. Oh yeah, there you go, Devin Seeger.
There we go. Shout outs to Devin. You came in under the
Thanks.
wire.
Thanks, Devin.
You would have had to wait till episode 101, but you
Appreciate
got
that
in right
very
under there.
much that you do that. If there are other people,
Kamar's
who are,
bummed I'm stepping on his toes.
No, I'm stoked that Devin was the $1.69 guy.
Oh,
He
are
could have
you?
gone to $5.69
If
or
there are
$6.99.
people out there right now listening to the Post Joe who haven't joined the Patreon, you are missing the point.
And you're freeloading.
I don't really care. Do your thing. Money's tight right now. Do you? Spend it on your family.
We are your family. We're here every day, every week. We don't judge.
We judge. That's exactly what we do.
Unless you're Lex Fridman, we don't judge.
I was going to say judging is
We're not
precisely what
judging
we do.
any of the people listening to us. We
right.
assume that they're all salt o' the earth.
I am judging.
Oh, and congrats to what's his name, Tyler Duvall. He's 3 months sober, Kamar. 6 months.
Oh
sober.
yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
That
Yeah,
is
there you
cool,
go.
man.
He deserves a shout out.
I didn't know.
He's a long time listener.
I never know if I should like. Anyways, yes, congratulations. That's amazing. That's
I did
really
my
awesome.
monthly like download Instagram, just check out if anyone's messaged me or anything like that,
you
and
go.
then I saw that he happened to be
Yeah.
lucky enough that I saw
No,
his.
that's super rad, and that guy's been following us right from the start.
Yeah, and he's super funny,
He
chill
always
guy.
reaches
Yeah.
out, and I
He's
think
really
he's in a
turned his-
band or something.
and he's
so
turned
go
his
check
life
out
around.
His
He's
band.
he's really working out a lot, so he deserves
I don't know
deserves
the
mad.
name of it, but if you tell me the
Absolutely.
name of it, I'll
Congratulations,
shoot it
one
out
day
on
at a
the
time.
podcast.
Keep it going, brother.
There we go. Shout outs to him.
Yeah, no, that was cool.
Shout outs to Chico. Come here, buddy.
Yeah.
Chico's been around for almost 100 episodes as well now.
Way to go, Chico.
So this got tweeted.
Oh, let's hear it.
Let's
This is
hear
against us. I love this.
Connor James is the name at CJ.
No. Oh, I got
Sorry.
to edit that out. We're not supposed to say the names.
Yeah, you can't dead name people, man.
No, you're just not supposed to fucking... Whatever. Keep going.
Just listened to a podcast I've never heard before. I was enjoying the discussions, but anytime this bell end at Kamar opens his mouth, I feel like shooting myself in the head.
Well, we know he's British.
The way he hates on Louis Theroux for no reason whilst trying to get cheap laughs is embarrassing. So this guy, it's because of your...
Oh, you're going to blame me for
well,
this?
it's because of your Patreon dump.
Everyone.
Well, I did it as a nice thing.
No,
it was
but
a nice
you know
gesture.
what's hilarious is this is like the third person who has talked about that fucking Louis Theroux episode.
Yeah, people don't like that one.
Or my opinion of it.
What did I don't even dude?
First of all, I fucked up. I thought he directed that Biggie and Tupac
Right.
documentary, which was Nick Bloomfield or Broomfield or whatever the fuck. So that was my bad. That's
jumped
that
on that
one's
one.
on me. That's on me.
But let's just get this out of the way right now.
Well,
Zero research is done on our part ever.
I've started to do maybe a little bit of research here and there.
I just go on my feels.
Count on zero.
Fair enough.
If you're
And,
expecting more than zero, you're expecting too much.
Like, I don't know if I feel bad if this guy kills himself. Like, do I have to change or is just...
I love that he called you a bell end.
That's-
That's
that
like telling
sounded
us
a little-
exactly where you're from.
That sounded a little Lexi.
Fucking bell end.
Not to care if he kills himself?
Well, yeah, I mean, like that's a little far.
Well, don't kill yourself, bro. I'm not going to change, though, but here we are. Stop listening, I guess.
But-
not before you join the Patreon, though.
What else you got for the post show, Kamar?
Well, I just want to say, you know who I love is Pat McAfee.
Yeah, he's
I think he's one of the
best.
freshest news voices of all these platforms of people capitalizing.
I'd love if he was on Joe Rogan.
And he did an interesting piece about how many field goal kickers are missing field goals.
So sorry, just one thing.
We can't. It's too bad we can't talk about it.
Alex Anathopoulos.
Oh yes, of course.
Alex
and
Anthopoulos
Gavin
and
Workman
Gavin Workman,
and
of course.
everybody else. We were supposed to shout out a couple other people.
All the $20
just
levels,
to,
but we've obviously
you know,
forgotten.
that's how fucking stupid we are. I'm gonna look some up.
Oh no, I thought
ahead.
no. We said we'd do that for 2-year anniversary. I wanted to go back on the post Joe 96.1. We had a Batman discussion,
Okay.
and you talked about how fucking Heath Ledger won the Oscar as
Joker,
the best
yeah.
Joker. That's a pretty good
Bar.
argument or whatever.
Sure.
And then I realized what we didn't realize at that time is Joaquin Phoenix also won the Oscar for the Joker.
Didn't Jack Nicholson also win the Oscar?
He did not, but that would have been overwhelming. And why is it a weird thing that we love the Joker?
He's a flawed.
Can I say this though?
Anti-hero?
You could argue that Joaquin.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how this pans out because Joaquin Phoenix won it as Best Actor.
And he got Best Supporting Actor. So
Precisely.
His more impressive.
Well, I'm trying to figure out which one's harder to win.
Well, one
think both are
movie is
impressive.
all about the Joker,
Joker.
where the other movie he's just the bad guy.
and only in it for 14 minutes.
Well, that's
Only
what I was
for
actually going to
40
say.
minutes.
It's an argument that he poured that much into such a small portion of the film.
Well, they must have left a lot of shit on the cutting room floor. I can't imagine he only recorded 14 minutes of footage.
Obviously.
No, there was obviously 4 days worth of him wiping feces on his face, but they can't really
Something like
use that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that the Joker is are there any other characters that people win the Oscar for?
As far as like superhero shit, never.
Well, no, just any remake where
You know what I mean?
both characters have won. Even
What's even crazier is that you.
It just interesting. I don't know what it means.
Well, it's more interesting too that you could just keep remaking it like every 5 years. Like
And it-
James Bond is another example of every decade we get a new Bond, basically. Maybe 15 years, but they never get like.
Glad you brought that up. Just to veer into another point, they just announced the new James Bond,
The black chick?
Tom Hardy.
nice.
Oh,
I don't know.
a gay.
That's
He's-
great.
That's my dude.
Idris
Oh
Elba
wait,
would have been
you
better.
think he's going to be gay James Bond?
Whoa.
No, I think he's actually gay in real life.
I know, but I don't think he's going to be gay.
No, I don't
James
think he's going to
Bond.
be gay.
I don't think James Bond could be gay yet. We're not ready for that change.
We're not ready for that yet.
But I thought Idris Elba would have been.
James Bond.
I thought Idris Elba would have been good.
I don't like the drapes in here.
Idris Elba would have been great. I would have
Idris
been
Elba would have
fine
been
with
incredible.
either of those guys. But I think Tom Hardy, if you're going to go with a white dude, bravo.
I just feel he's too big. I mean, I love James Bond.
You mean size wise, like his
Ed-
actual body, or
no,
he's too
like Daniel
big a-
Craig wasn't as big an actor when he
Idris
got James
Elba
Bond.
is
Okay,
bigger
fair
than
Yeah.
or
So
as big as
I shoot
Tom
myself in the foot.
Hardy.
I think it was more my progressive card. Just
Yeah.
You know what the argument is, Kamar, though, is I think a lot of people got typecast after playing Bond when they were small actors. Like Daniel Craig has said that many times, that now he can only play the James Bond type because of that.
so only established actors will go for it.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that Tom Hardy's like, I'm already established as someone who can play, the gauntlet. Maybe I'm wrong, though.
There's
Who
a new
knows?
James Bond coming out. I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
It looks incredible. I saw the ads. It looks
With
fucking
Daniel
great.
Craig.
With Daniel
Craig,
Craig,
his
yes,
last one.
correct.
Yeah.
So one of the things I want to talk about was last week we were talking about the Adam Curry podcast,
Yeah.
I remember.
and so he's on he has a podcast and he talks about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it through this guy named Red Bar, who hates everybody. Hates Joey Diaz, hates Andrew Santino, hates Joe Rogan. Just his podcast is to hate and throw shade
Okay.
and criticize. But then he started playing clips of the Adam Curry one. If anyone wants to listen to it, it's actually quite interesting. The other side of the coin. It's not his. What's his podcast called?
What did
1274 is the episode. Just look up Adam Curry.
what did that CIA agent have to say? I mean, podcast host have to say.
Well, the one outstanding thing was he said, so Joe was just getting high as fuck before I got there. He has his thing he does. And then he was all over the place. Like he was super frustrated with Joe, like brought up vaccines a half hour. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about vaccines or whatever. Like he wasn't talking about it was a good experience.
No,
Adam
but,
Curry wasn't.
But did he feel like Joe was trying to stop him from saying anything?
He
Or?
felt like Joe's all over the place and just like,
I agree.
and I was trying to like, it's interesting to hear him.
I'm gonna go
talk
listen
about
to
it,
that.
and it's right at the beginning, so it's easy.
interesting.
But then he talks about how after the podcast, Joe drove him to dinner.
What does that mean?
Well, Joe's wasted.
Oh, well, it's Texas. They
Regard-
only outlawed drunk driving like 30 years ago.
What it said to me was like Joe's in shock and just like not making good decisions right now. The fact that he was, we all agree, wasted.
Yeah.
And this guy broke it down and counted every time he poured drinks. And then,
Matt,
unbeknownst to Adam Curry, he goes, and then just telling his whole experience to his co-host.
Because I got to admit, when you said it, it didn't even dawn on me. I was
Drove
like, who
us.
cares? He drove.
Joe
I
drove us
did-
to the
I did.
restaurant.
He might
Yeah.
have sobered up by that point. Like,
I
that
don't
was
know. I mean, he was fucking wasted.
Did you? I know you're not on social media, but
No.
did you see the apology?
Yeah.
You saw that with your own two eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the internet. When I say I'm like, I don't mean that as like an insult to you. I'm just saying I'm like, if something newsworthy happens,
Because that was an Instagram post.
I get it, but I saw because of, someone wrote an article about
Okay,
it.
gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
obviously I
Gotcha.
got
Gotcha.
to.
So people are trying to take Joe down all over the place. And
Yes.
it's like there's a tipping point, you know what I mean? Where you get too big. It's interesting to watch in real time.
Have we checked in? Is
This
he
happened.
still? I know it doesn't matter because we're not at December 31st yet, but is his website still hosting his podcast?
I don't think I've ever been to his website, to be honest with you. Maybe 7 years ago.
No. I've been there recently because I posted in the notes of every one of our episodes that you can go listen to it there.
Why wouldn't it be?
Maybe that was part of the deal. Well, because again, Spotify wants it all.
Exclusivity.
They want exclusivity. Yeah. So him having it on his own website is just one more avenue where they could go listen.
Do you think a lot of people listen through his website?
I'm not sure. I would have no idea. But
My,
again, if I'm Spotify, I don't care how many people are listening through there. You're not getting it anymore.
my concern, though, is this like, I'm not casting shade or anything, but like the Brian Callen, no comment. The omitted episodes, no comment either way, whether it's a conspiracy
I'm with
or he's
you.
just saying, these things I feel like if he doesn't address it, will fester.
Can I ask you this
Get
though?
more and more and more and not be a good thing.
This just dawned on me. Let's say you're Joe Rogan and you go to Spotify and you say, hey, I saw that there's episodes missing. And they say to you, corrupted files, we're working on it. So you figure, I'm not even going to comment on this yet because it's just corrupted files. They will be up. Now maybe you're Joe and it's a week later and you're like, hey guys, these are still not up. And they're still telling you. Now, again, you don't know. Maybe there's internal strife. Maybe Joe reads that article like you and is now kind of on high alert. Like, hey, wait a minute. I have these missing episodes. You guys are having internal strife. Can I maybe, you know what I mean? Like, let's again.
Well, there's no way that Joe and Jamie haven't had a discussion about it
I'm sure they have.
in some capacity.
Yeah, so there you go. And I'm sure
Whether-
Jamie's either said,
Jamie saying people are talking shit about whether you don't read comments or whether like, yeah, I guess it got taken down. Just pondering if they haven't asked Spotify. But the more these things go on, the bigger it gets, the less he addresses stuff. I think it puts him in a position where he starts to become seeming more disingenuous.
Here's the
Where he was our hero at one point, whereas just him and Brian Redband for better or for worse.
At one point, it felt like we were all family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We were listening to Joe. It was Joe, Jamie, Brian. There weren't many people involved. Like we said, he doesn't employ a lot of people. It was a really small operation, and we were all kind of privy to what the fuck was going on. I know you don't and I don't want to talk about Brian Callen anymore. Just as an example, though, like that's a pretty big deal in the world that surrounds Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And just this like, yeah, no, you guys aren't important enough to be privy to this omission, this not talking about anything, whether it be that or just something else.
The violence is in the silence.
is
can
weird.
I ask a question though? Has Brendan been talking about it at all or a lot?
Yeah, Brendan jokes about it. Fuck that guy. Sort of, not fuck that guy, but Brian, like he's in a lot of trouble or like
Okay.
not disassociated with him, but
Fair enough. I haven't heard
it is
any
what it
fight in
is.
the kids,
My
so.
boss, again, that's what we're seeing, said he can't be on the show, so we have to have a show, and I'm not going to weigh it down, talk about him every episode. But like we said, he's working with Sam
But
Tripoli.
forget
Things are
Brian.
happening.
Forget Brian, because what was the new example you just said? The episodes being annexed from whatever. Like, if we're all in this together, then just say, fuck, something's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to look into it. Like, we're going to see what's going on
It's
here.
Brian Callen. It's the episodes missing. Now it's the fire comment. Like, he has to address that.
Again,
On the show.
none of that had anything for me. Nothing was yet. Like I said, if at the end of September or even worse, the end of October, those episodes aren't up, big red flag for me. But the fire apology thing, definitely, when I saw that, I was like, what in the fuck is going on right now?
But he has to address that.
But I will
in an
also
episode
say,
coming up.
the weirdest thing was I listened to the whole episode and it didn't even dawn on me that he had apologized. So then seeing you sit back there before we started, when you were like, hold on, I'm just listening for where he says this, I was like, oh shit, that's right. He apologized for something he said in this episode. But you know what it is
Exactly.
too? It's also that Joe saying shit that I think is ridiculous is like water off a duck's back at this point. Like, it happens so often. I'm with you. I know.
Why does he have to apologize for that, but not apologize for some trans statement he makes? I'm fucking totally lost.
Well,
here.
maybe he does now. Like, maybe he's going to be a lot more measured and maybe it's going to be more edited. Who knows what happens?
Here's my problem though. Was Jordan Peterson one of the episodes that didn't make it up?
Yes,
No,
I believe so.
His daughter was.
His daughter for sure.
But I don't think any Jordan Peterson episode didn't make it up. So for me, the whole like they're omitting trans episodes is kind of out the window because Jordan Peterson is fucking public enemy #1 for them.
He's just with compelled speech, though. I mean, that's his line. And then douchebag can use him to bully someone else. Where to hit it? I heard on Joe Rogan, oh, he's spreading hate. I feel that way. Like Milo's, whoever, like Gavin McInnes. What I don't understand is Tommy Chong. But apparently that one went up.
We're gonna see really soon.
Pete Johansson.
We're gonna see really soon. That's the beauty of this. Is I don't think we have to wait long to get to the bottom of this fucking mystery.
My hope is it's a massive change we took for granted. How much goes into this, even though it's a small operation, he's got so much money, he can just throw it at it. It just happens. And these are just a whole bunch of bumps at the beginning. And it's going to smooth out. Go back to some sense of normalcy, or this is the beginning of worse to come.
Conspiracy-minded person would say that this, even the new background, makes it seem like it's all just AI generated anyway. There's not even a Joe Rogan experience anymore.
That's interesting, like the holodeck. But do yourself a favor, listen to Adam Curry. He shits on the thing. Not shits on it, but it's like the lighting's not set up. Like he felt it was really makeshift when he went in there.
Listen, I feel him. I understand. I would feel the same way if I was Adam Curry. And listen, we have a podcast, and even I said I can't believe with the amount of money that they didn't have it fully set up when he got in there, or that even crazier that you wouldn't, being yourself, be like, listen, Adam, I know it's a pain in the ass. I'll send a jet. We're gonna do it in LA where the studio's still set up. If that's even still set up, which I don't think it is. I think the LA studio's gone.
I think it might. It doesn't even make sense because when he signed the deal with Spotify, he was supposed to be in LA, but he wanted to get to. He's flying back and forth. Just, I can see it could be hard.
I just had the craziest visual of Lex Fridman in Joe's house, updating the kids, updating the wife, putting a new program into Marshall, just so when Joe, newly updated, gets home, everything is part of the sim,
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, well, yeah. I mean, we're talking about Joe, but Joe Budden also is still going on.
Oh, what's going on with
Well,
our
did you
pal
see?
Joe?
Did you know? Did
Budden?
you see how much money he wanted?
That's what it is. Because Andrew Schulz came on and said, we were critical of Joe Budden's his decision, and then we found out he asked for $250 million from a good source, and then they just shit on Joe Budden for being like, you don't know what you're doing.
So
what your value is.
$250 million. So Joe got at least that.
Even then, hold on. Well, sure. Okay, sorry to cut you off.
I was just going to say that I think that Joe Budden, even though he's like out of this world, he probably asked for like 75% of what Joe got. So that would put Joe pretty close to 300 mil.
See, that's my problem. Is like if Joe Budden had gone to them and been like, "We want, I don't know, 25, 50 million," and they
How about
said
just
no.
100? Just what Joe got. What they said Joe got.
Why does he deserve what Joe got? He's not as big. So it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me to go to someone and go, "I'm nowhere near as big as this guy. I want this guy's money." That's fucking bananas.
He wants it because
He felt like he
And
was a
this is what the contract-
He helped,
trailblazer.
Well, no,
he helped build Spotify.
He
to
went
be able
over.
to afford Joe.
He exceeded everything
Yeah, I get
they
it.
thought he would do. So let's do this. I'm confused by Joe Budden because it's funny. Like, fuck Andrew Schultz. He doesn't even call him Andrew Schultz. He calls him Schultz specifically because he's got more of a beef with Charlemagne.
Yeah.
Because now they're throwing fire at each other because Charlemagne's owned, right?
Who's Charlemagne owned by?
iHeartRadio, The Breakfast Club, what, like, he's an employee of
Yeah,
a
he's an
company
employee
to
of a
broadcast.
massive company.
He's not
Okay.
a guy who started his own show. So that's where Joe says, we are not the same, my brother.
Well, he
Or-
started
for lack of
the
a better word.
Brilliant Idiots.
That's still...
He
this is
probably
just
has
it.
a 360
That's
deal.
under the Sirius XM. Like, all this stuff is still...
So
Charlemagne
Schultz
most likely
just
has a
gets
360 deal.
Paid as an employee, you
Schultz,
think?
just like Schultz has his own podcast
Okay.
with his network or whatever,
Flagrant.
and
2.
he's a host on that, and he just gets paid.
Okay, anyways.
So he's throwing a bunch of heat. But recently, Kanye West has been going off. Like he wants
He wants clear contracts, easy to read contracts.
my children to go to my masters. Anyway, he's talking all about own your own shit. There's got to be more black people on the board. Like, and Joe Budden now is praising Kanye West. Like, I feel him. I respect him. And I tried to put together like a smear clip. And I took Joe Budden 2 years ago just shitting on Kanye West. They're all saying it was all around the time when he was fuck with Trump. And they were done with Kanye. Nothing that comes out of Kanye's mouth is worth listening to. So viscerally upset. Smash cut to.
Yeah, guy's a genius.
Now that he knows that he wants to be his own boss and stuff, yeah, Kanye's speaking the truth. And there's one guy's like, Kanye is the worst. Kanye is crazy. And there's like, everyone says Kanye is crazy, but he's not that crazy. I'll show it to you guys. It's on my YouTube if you want to check it out.
Can we back up?
I
one
tweeted it to
second?
all of them to try to start a huge fight. And nothing.
Andrew Schultz. So Andrew Schultz is in a fight with Joe Budden.
No, Andrew Schultz and Charlemagne have a show.
Yeah, Brilliant
Andrew
Idiots.
Schultz threw shade from his podcast at Joe Budden.
He did.
And they also did it on Brilliant Idiots. So Joe Budden now has an issue with...
So, like, what did Joe Budden say about Schultz?
He doesn't really acknowledge him, but you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, he never says Schultz. I see what
No,
you're
he
saying.
says that Schultz guy or whatever, but
Oh, like he doesn't know him.
he knows him. But Joe's thing is he's the thing. He doesn't want a job somewhere. He wants to see at the table.
Okay.
I love that he thinks that if his podcast was not on Spotify right now and they announced it was moving exclusively to Spotify, that like Joe Rogan, their stock price would shoot up.
That would not happen, probably.
Of course it wouldn't.
And that's why he's not as valuable as Joe Rogan.
Of course it's not.
But he's worth something.
Well,
I
Joe-
agree, but if he had gone, listen, like I just said, I think if he had gone to the table and said, listen, in good faith and coming where we came from when we did 50 million, that's basically $10 million a person. That's a pretty good, dude, that's a fucking incredible payday for a podcast.
Is Trump retweeting Joe Budden?
I mean, that doesn't fucking
Boom. No. Mic drop.
boom. No.
But it's like...
Keep your eyes open.
It's just, I think Joe Budden completely changes every 2 years. Because when they first signed the deal, they were, like I said, Versace phone covers, high five and making jokes, cracking on each other's shoes and stuff. You know what I mean? Then 2 years later, they're fucking enslaving us.
Yeah. I want to be a quarter billionaire.
Well, this is the funny part to me. And again, I would be happy to turn down $5,000. You know what I mean? That's not the point. But like in that interview when Joe Budden is like, and they came to me a year out and they were like, offered me this money. And I said, don't ever offer me that money again. You're insulting me, which is a great play if at the end they pay you the money. But if they don't pay you the money, then it's like...
Well, with what's going on with Joe is the most successful thing to a successful one that is now just in a free fall. It's very interesting to watch all this stuff in real time and see where it goes. Local news. Do you guys hear about the guy who's on the Cormorant Island?
Cormorant Island?
Cormorant Island.
No, what
Oh,
happened?
tell me.
So there's a guy in a red suit that's gone out there because it's open season right now. And
Yeah.
they're saying, fucking destroy these
Yeah,
things.
the
And you have
call.
the next 3 months.
Oh, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
trying to save them?
and he's trying to save them. I just thought it was neat story, but there's some guy on the island, like, their feces is highly destructive. Like, that's what
It's
happens. Whenever they ship, they
insane.
destroy
Yes.
land.
Did you ever go and look at
didn't-
what the sign said?
No, so Simon and I noticed. So there's an island just off of the island that we own for a couple more weeks, probably like a half click off. And these cormorants have been destroying this island for like 5 years now. And it's at the point where if you were sitting on our island and you looked out, only a quarter of the foliage still grows on the trees, the bottom quarter. The rest, the tops are all just, it looks like a fucking
Spikes.
Yeah. But now I noticed Simon and I were sitting there the other day. They've put up a giant sign, like a 10 by 10 sign. We couldn't read it because we didn't have
It
binoculars.
says,
or
"Get them, boys."
But when I canoed out there, Kamar, like the bottom, so the top 75% no foliage. The bottom part of the foliage is so covered in this white shit. It's like a Dr. Seuss painting.
Does it
You
smell
know?
bad? Yeah, yeah. It looks like icing or
Didn't s-
something.
I didn't get close enough to smell it.
Kamar, they eat 4 times their weight in fish a day. So all they do is just shit out this toxic. But I'm pretty sure the sign,
Fish guts.
is like, don't go to, unless you want to get viciously ill, stay the fuck off this island.
Well, anyways, that was in the news, and I thought of you guys being up there. Did you guys hear lots of shots?
No.
I don't think it's on yet. That's
It's on. Oh, it's on.
That's
Well,
because I
when
thought
did
it was.
it
I
start?
thought it started October.
It's on. They said it was on.
Oh, interesting.
He's out
Because
there.
we definitely didn't hear any shots.
He didn't see some guy
in a red
orange
suit.
suit
no.
on the island.
Dude,
Go,
we, had
go
a,
away.
we had a pellet gun. I would have taken the boat out and shot a
I
few of those
canoed
things
up. I
myself.
didn't see nothing.
That's interesting.
Also, local news. It's starting to get scary around here.
Oh yeah, the uptick. Big
Numbers
time.
are going up.
Not
and-
just here, Europe too. I don't know if you
Europe
realize.
is huge.
But I don't
And
worry.
Israel, who I was praising,
that they've
like
locked down.
crazy.
They've locked down.
I was like, yeah, we got to follow their school system, blah, blah. They fucked up big time.
We now, if you throw a function with more than 25 people or 10 people, I think,
It's a $10,000 fine. or something.
$10,000 fine, $750 to if you attend, and these are laws. So
This is here in Canada right now.
Ontario,
There's a law,
yeah,
like a law.
boom, boom, like that fast. And this is public health a concern, of course, but all of a sudden using these situations is to doom. I mean, obviously, when this is lifted, they'll remove it, but they can just put laws in that fast. Because before there was no one could enforce anything, so they've had to go to fines, which is concerning.
And can he do it this fast because of that thing he put into place right at the beginning where they're under like wartime, or is this just
Emergency
an-
act or something? Yeah, possibly. All I know is that it's concerning if hopefully this is all they need to do. Or there's an actual lockdown coming, but who knows?
Oh, there's a lockdown coming for sure.
But I talked to my friend who's a professor at Carleton. And
Humble brag.
And he found out all these kids are renting huge shuttle buses and all going to Hull and having crazy parties all this time. That's what's been going on.
What kids?
All the university kids, because they can't frosh. But they aren't abiding.
Yeah, of course not.
So there's been
But what do you
huge
mean?
parties in
No
Hull.
kids are going to university. There's no university in person.
There is.
No, there
There's
isn't.
people in dorms.
But all classes are done remotely.
But
Yeah,
there's
that's fine, but there's
people
probably still
living
people
living
in the
in dorms.
university,
Living
around the
in dorms.
university, and they're having crazy parties. And this has been put in to shut those down. But it's been going like wildfire for the last month.
Well,
and hence the uptick.
everywhere, if you believe that there's an uptick, they are counting that towards young people, between 18 and 30.
So hopefully this is as bad as that gets. But I just thought that was interesting inside scoop. I never thought about it.
Well, listen, the winter was going to drive people closer together regardless, which is why they said there was going to be an uptick. That's still going to happen, right? Like,
Well, just more
because-
enclosed spaces, but no one thought that illegal parties, like I thought about it. If you had a space, you could probably make $1 million by now, you know? Just like doing it after hours, like anything else. You do it for a month, fly on the radar, $10 cans of beers, $20 to get in, nothing but a fucking stereo playing. And those places in Toronto were packed,
yeah, of course.
always packed. And I'm sure they were during this.
It's like a speakeasy.
We are old. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't a huge adjustment this lockdown to our social life.
No, right.
Functions or whatever, but young people want to turn up and get lit, and they're not going to stop. So
Oh, I had this
it's a
conversation.
shitty thing and a good thing.
I was telling Jared about it this weekend. I was like, dude, imagine if they were trying to lock us down when we were like
You'd go on the
21,
shuttle bus to an illegal
22.
party.
Like, I mean,
all
I
the
can't-
girls you want to fuck are going there.
I
would've-
can't say yes or no, Kamar. I can't definitively say yes or no. I don't know. I just know that bad decisions were definitely a big part of my 20s. So
But I would have just adjusted. I would have. It
Been
would
the
have
one
done
guy there with a mascot.
No, I wouldn't. I
Lex.
wouldn't have gone to those. I would have done smaller things. I would have gotten high. Like there are still ways to have fun without fucking going out and like raving it up. You know.
the problem though, Simon, is like, so you're 21, you're out of work for X amount of months, you have to move back home. So now you're stuck at home.
Yeah.
You're anything.
And you just want to fuck, Matt. You're missing that part. They just want
that
to
too.
fuck.
But I'm
fuck,
just saying,
fuck,
you're
fuck,
at home.
fuck,
you
fuck.
also just want to get out of the house for a night. Fucking. But of course you want
No,
to
no,
fuck.
it's all about the
Yeah,
hormones.
well,
These
You just
kids
got out. You
wanna
just got out of
fuck.
high school. You want to live your life. You want to flex. You want to fucking be stupid.
yeah.
It's irresponsible, but
I feel them.
I gotta
I think
respect.
by- I
I gotta
think
respect the
by
lust for life.
Flex,
I
you
feel
wanted
them,
to
man.
say fuck.
You want to go
and I
to
agree
you want to
with
go to Action Park. You want to turn up. It doesn't matter about
Wanna-
consequences.
wanna
I
fuck.
want to live at Action Park.
In related news, this should be interesting. South Park is doing a 1 hour COVID special.
South Park got canceled in Australia this week.
Because of that, do you think?
I don't know. I just know they got canceled in Australia.
Hey, TikTok was supposed to get canceled yesterday
They got
in
bought.
the States.
They got bought by Oracle instead of Microsoft.
Interesting.
I knew that it had gone to somebody else, but
It was supposed to be shut down yesterday. The deal. What do they say in content is sort of made, but it hasn't. Everything has been signed, so there's an extension. But
Do you have,
sorry.
do you have your Sony PlayStation debacle in there? Is that in your news?
go on. What was
Not a
the
gamer.
point you did? I
I was
interrupted. I'm sorry.
just wanted to say that South Park usually always
South
hits
Park,
the
yeah.
head on the nail.
Yep.
the
will-
nail on the head.
Will you be interested if they make jokes that offend you or something?
I don't think they can. How often do I get
what do you-
offended?
I just wonder, will they be like massive, complete ridiculous? The social distance is ridiculous, like opposite of your common sense.
First of all, South Park always wraps it up. If they do make fun of social distancing, at the end of the episode, they will perfectly wrap it up with a perfect monologue that'll make sense to, you know what I mean? They always do that. They always make fun of the absurdity of the situation.
and I think that's fantastic because Colbert, whatever, all these, you know what I mean? We've been bearing down this time. They haven't really made fun of it. They make fun of Trump for not dealing with it right, but like this is sort of turning the mirror on itself. I'm going to be very interested. I'm very eager to see it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure.
I think it'll be good. I'm trying to think of what they can say that would insult you.
Well, what if the whole thing is that they think the whole thing's a hoax?
You see, my whole problem with this whole thing, the whole COVID, is like, if you're a conspiracy guy and you're like hardcore, this isn't real, I could make you equally good conspiracy theory that it is real. So I just don't know why you would throw all your eggs into one basket. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they have to go so staunchly, unless it's a Republican, like a left-right thing.
I feel like it falls in the same category as in the past when Joe has been like, fuck this. You're like, well, Joe, like, you haven't done the research or whatever to be so gallivant. Who knows what research these guys do? We'll see. Anyways, I'm looking forward to it.
I have a
like
feeling
South
it's going to be incredibly well done, if I had to guess.
Well,
They rarely
We should
fuck-
hope. And there's just been no good satire about this. Like really juicy digging into the COVID, the people's
Well, because we need comedians to do that, and there are no fucking comedians.
exactly. So it'd be very interesting. My COVID material is pretty bad. Last thing I had. You guys hear about the Denver Nuggets run?
Yeah,
Both series they were down 3-1, and they came back.
I know.
Amazing.
And against the Clippers.
Took Kawhi
It's
out,
fucking
which
nuts.
is great for us.
Took Kawhi out because he
that's
left a Canadian
incredible.
team, and their star player is a Canadian,
Yeah.
Jamal Murray.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going for Denver now.
obviously, but I try to watch the
Nuggets.
Raptors run and stuff and get excited about
Oh,
it.
I was so into it.
And it's all right, but I now realize on YouTube you can watch the games in
Quick.
10 minutes, just all the plays, and I much prefer it that
I
way.
used to watch that every now and again on TSN. They would do like a game in 30 minutes or whatever. It's cool. Like you just see the highlights.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I
it's-
used to watch those. Yeah.
But more, it's like a really extensive highlight package.
It's just like a positive of like, I thought sports were done, but this underdog Cinderella team going giant killers. You know what I mean? It's exciting, and I hope more stories and fun stuff come. Sports.
What sports happen during the winter? Hockey?
All of them.
Who
All
knows
of them
how it's
except
going to work
baseball.
that they're ending?
Well, not basketball.
Like the Stanley.
Basketball's a winter sport.
Well, we just finished basketball.
No, we're in the middle of basketball, or it's almost ending.
almost
Hockey's in the Stanley Cup final right now.
But normally basketball starts.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
So
you're asking.
this year, what's going to be
Football takes you
winter
to
sports?
February. The Super Bowl's in February.
First week of February.
Football is.
It's just UFC all the time.
I think Dana may have benefited from the
Hugely.
COVID. Has been the only game in town.
Well, I mean, he also had to make. We've said this a lot. He has to do a certain amount of shows.
They
or
all-
they don't make their contract.
All these
Yeah, they all have that
professional
problem
sports
with signing.
organizations have to do it. And I was trying to. I couldn't get the word in edgewise. You were talking about just the British Premier League.
Yeah, BPL, yeah.
Think about the Italian league or the Russian league.
Well, the Russians are super racist.
Of course, or the Romanian. And like it's just.
My point, though, Kamar, is that the Russian league is not on the stage that the BPL is. The BPL is like the shining crown of soccer.
Has the big sponsors that are like the.
That's the thing. Racism, like,
Well, the Serie A is just as big, and they're
listen,
big.
the Serie A is huge for sure. You hear English racism being yelled on TV. You know what I mean? Listen, you and I can watch a Serie A game. We might understand like racist.
Well, a banana is a banana.
I get
doesn't
it. Yeah,
matter what
that's
fucking
actually, to be
language
honest,
you're in.
that's usually in Russia. Sorry, Ivan.
But it could be like.
Ivan.
Could you imagine
That's
a
one of our listeners.
Black Lives Matter
Don't talk
ceremony
bad
in Scotland?
Don't talk bad Putin. Bad
yeah,
for
right.
podcast. Ivan.
Sorry, Mr. Putin.
That was the best one ever. That was the best one ever. What else you got, Kay?
Oh, that was it. 100 episodes. Thank you so much, guys, for everything. Who?
Hold on, real quick.
Would you recommend? Sir?
Just real quick, it's hilarious. Someone sent me a clip, Simon, of so Sony was supposed to release the PlayStation pre-orders this week, and they totally just last second threw them up. Someone sent me a clip, Simon, of the president of Sony like 3 months ago in a Skype interview talking to someone. He's like, what I will tell you about the pre-orders is this. What we're not going to do is spring them on you last second. Everyone's going to know. There's going to be a good amount of time.
What a prick.
Yeah, unreal. So what happened, Kamar, was Sony had this big unveiling PS5, yeah, on Wednesday, where they were going to show you all the new games that are coming out at launch in November. And there was supposed to be pre-order information at this thing. There really wasn't any. So we sat around all day. I sat around all day checking my phone constantly because I signed up for a bunch of like pre-order info.
Preferred treatment.
There you go. Finally, around 8 o'clock, I got a text from Ramey being like, they went live at Best Buy 20 minutes ago. They're all sold out. I'm like, oh, fuck.
And you're the guy doing free work for Apple. Like, I'm on the inside. Unbelievable.
Well, Apple and PlayStation.
Unbelievable.
So, dude, I
not
checked,
the
and
same.
sure enough, I got the email. It went into my promotional folder, so I never got the pop-up for it. And I go to Best Buy, and they're sold out. So I got lucky. I went to Walmart. They were good there. But there's this huge thing online. Dude, they're going on eBay right now for $25,000.
Long story short, you got a PS5?
Yeah, I got a PS5.
Okay, right on. No, I'm
Long
just
story
saying.
short, I might sell it for $20K.
Wow, you're stupid if you don't. Like, or video games mean that much to you. His attitude to help with Apple is the same attitude. Well, who knows what could happen with Apple if I give this a little pro bono critique.
Can I actually tell you a fun little story? A friend of my mom's, her son is like super good with computers. He kept having this problem with his Apple, kept taking it in, and they couldn't fix it. So he ended up like going in. I know jack shit about it, but like he basically figured out using the code how to fix this problem, and he sent it to Apple. And he was like, this is the problem. He was able to recreate the problem for them. This is how I fixed it. And they sent him a fucking like $10,000 care package of gear in the mail.
They should have given them a job, is what they should have done.
And you hope you're the next
No. Again, I like having the new shit. That's all.
A
it is.
kernel. There's a kernel. Did you have anything you want to talk about? I thought you had something you want to bring up the post.
I did, but I can't remember, so there you go.
You always just bombard it into the regular show anyways.
Oh, fuck off.
Cavalier.
Fuck off.
What?
Pittsburgh's about to lose.
Are we
These fucking
choosing,
bums.
Guess-
Give a guy something to look forward to. This
Guess
is
for
your post show
coming
stuff.
next week.
Well, no. If you had to recommend a podcast to a friend,
Oh, fucking Snowden all day. I know neither of you are going to agree.
Go listen to Lex. I'll throw the guy a bone.
See, I know Kamara was having trouble there because Kamara was like, I can't tell them to go listen to Lex. So you're obviously going to pick the line.
You would tell someone who's like, I'm Joe Rogan's biggest fan. Hold my beer. Watch this guy. Just so they can check this out.
Good one.
I
That's funny.
both Douglas Murray and whatever Snowden said has to be heard. It's a draw.
Fair enough.
Either or. But
Dealer's choice.
to me, it was sort of redundant. It's like, yes, we know.
I mean, I guess for you it was redundant on both ends, right? Because
And-
he was coming back selling the same book.
What I realize is one of the problems with Joe Rogan, and it may actually be Sam Harris's fault, is stepping into politics. Like
You should have just stuck with shit jokes.
Before, when it's
and Olive
smaller,
Garden.
you could talk about politics and whatever. It's just a cool conversation. You know what I mean? But like, there's a lot of podcasts where we're guilty of it because we don't know shit about politics, and we're talking about it like impassionedly, like disagreeing and agreeing, but we don't know what we're talking about. But it's just what they say. You don't talk about
Religion or politics.
That's all we talk about.
Oh, we didn't mention that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died.
Oh yeah. Oh shit! And Trump now has to replace it. And
Well,
this
no,
is-
wait, but I don't
that's
think,
why I did not bring it up.
is that how it works? He's not going to have time to nominate someone, is he? That's not. They're not going to push that through quick
apparently
enough.
it happened with Obama, and they stalled, and now they're rushing to try to do it.
He says he already has a woman from.
It could be Ted
Texas
Cruz.
He wants to put in.
Oh my God, Ted Cruz, that would be unreal.
That'd be amazing.
All I know is that either way, if he gets reelected, he's choosing another Supreme Court justice, which means
He hinted
that
it's gonna be a
country
woman.
is fucked.
Again, I don't know. I don't know if it's fucked or if it's just another thing happens in the
Trump's
machine.
like, I'll put up a woman. They can't have any rape charges against her.
What if he nominated himself?
I'm surprised he doesn't.
He probably will.
Supreme Court,
Yeah.
Trump for life.
This makes sense.
When he
For
finds out-
life.
There's
This
no
makes
terms to that.
sense.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Anyways, I didn't bring it up because I don't want to speculate what's
Yeah,
going to happen.
yeah.
But it's just another shit show into fuck your mail-in voting, fuck your Biden, fuck your no debate. Like, it's gotten so bad, it's unbelievable.
Civil War. Civil War.
No. Come on. You don't cheer for that.
You don't
man.
cheer
want
for-
people
No, I
to
mean,
die.
You don't
What's
cheer
gotta
for
happen?
civil war, but you position yourself to be in the position to benefit the most from the civil
It's
war.
the Gary V, right?
Yeah, Simon just wants to make money off the peripherals.
Not me, man.
Gary Vee
Not
looks like he
me.
can't
Not
afford a haircut.
me.
I don't know what's up with that guy.
I don't want
He's as
anything
rich as
to
he
do
says.
with the Civil War.
Okay, can we please be done? A
Who do you-
45-minute post show
Who do you
is
think is
too
going to be
long.
next week?
Well, I'll make a prediction.
Graham Hancock
I think
on
Graham
the 28th.
Hawk on the 25th with a mystery guest,
Tom Hanks.
Ellen DeGeneres. Just
yes.
to trump your Tom Hanks.
Clear the name. Whatever it is, I pray.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Wow. Trump.
Yeah,
If we're doing this, then
I don't care if it's hunter, comedian, sports enthusiast.
Oh, Chris
One day I'm going to
Marcus.
say that word.
Chris Marcus will be on.
enthusiast. Who's Chris Marcus?
Oh, sorry, Aubrey.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
Actually, you know what though? He hasn't been on in like years and
He's
years.
just
and
down the
years and
street now,
years.
though.
No, but there may be
Your
some
perfect
reason.
time.
Maybe he thinks it's like a.
I think he's one of-
conflict of interest.
No, I think he doesn't want to be famous and more of a
he has like
private
the
life. But
anti.
that might
Maybe
not make
Chris
sense.
raped someone.
He has a podcast.
Well, that's not.
Well,
what?
That's an allegation. And how do you defend
I
yourself?
said maybe. Well, that's why he's Aubrey now. He's a changed man. You can't just hold people to.
I want first-time guests, and I don't care what they're talking about.
I'm with you, Kumar. I want some new blood in there.
I want first-time guests and Joe to address something.
I want Joe to address everything.
Well, yeah, that's the
He-
natural.
He should just have an
reaction.
episode where he has no. He should have Brian on, and just use it as an opportunity to address
him, Brian, and
everything.
Jamie, or as we know, Sober October is coming up. I've seen people tweet about that's going to happen. To your chagrin, that'd be a good avenue to address some of these things.
You have to imagine that if they do Sober October, a lot's going to come out in the wash.
If
right?
Ari's there, like, come on.
I know.
And
Did you see Ari's tweet about Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
he went hard to the paint.
So it was a screenshot of him texting Trump and Obama, and he was like, Ruth Bader Ginsburg could have convicted Kobe Bryant of rape charges, but chose not to because she fucking hates women and it's like and then went off and he was like, I like to send these both by these guys to see how they feel about them first. You know what I mean? Like
He survived Kobe. He's good.
I don't want to talk about Brian again, but let me just ask you a question, okay? At the beginning of an episode like that one with the Brit,
yeah.
where obviously in normal conversation, Brian Callen's name would probably come up because he's Joe Rogan's best friend and he's been Me Too'd. Do you think that Joe has to like preemptively tell everybody off limits, off limits, off limits?
I don't necessarily think this guy was more like Me Too. He was more the mass forcing the individual to do something. But yeah, I disagree. I don't think it would be reasonable to bring up Brian with him, especially as a Skype.
I think you're forgetting
Forget
too.
him.
So wait,
How about somebody else?
Brendan.
Bert hasn't been on. Brendan hasn't been on.
No, I'm saying all these people have nothing to do with Brian Callen. Maybe they have gone for dinner and know something, but not Tim Curry, Adam Curry. I'm sure they all know of him, but
Well, what about then Joey Diaz,
Joey Diaz, that other guy.
Brian Redban?
Brian Redban was on with Joey Diaz.
Oh yeah, right.
Maybe that was right after or right at the
Anyways,
time.
okay, whatever. We don't need to get bogged.
What I want to
no,
say,
you want to bog us down with this?
No, I don't. I find it very.
if they go,
Simon, are you going to be bummed if you get a rape charge and we don't bring it up? Is that what's happening here? Even if it's a fake one,
if we
even
don't
if it's a
defend you,
fake rape charge.
if they go through all of Sober October and don't address any of these things, just in conversation, like the boys, like we're talking here,
yep.
it's so suspect and it just makes things worse.
Yeah.
Things are teetering right now.
I am so.
And obviously for us, we need the show to keep going. But it's just like,
I am so not looking forward to Sober October. Oh my gosh, I don't like Sober October at all.
well, there's a bunch of hunters come up next week. So.
And I feel like this year's Sober October is going to be especially tough.
We're legitimately doing God's work now here because someone's got to listen to these. It doesn't have to be you listen to all of them. Because I think all the time how many less podcasts I would listen to.
Yeah.
And I would skip them all the time. And then eventually down the road, nothing less to go back.
You know
and then
what?
find out it was a good listen. But just keep it up with all of them.
You know what I would also do, Kamar, is just like you said earlier, because I'm a petty individual. When Joe did something like the apology, I would be like, yeah, I'm going to take a little break. You know what I mean? And maybe I'll just take a couple episodes off, like let my blood
No, you wouldn't. You would have to
cool.
go and see what he apologized for.
I
You
mean,
go-
I would, but then if it happened again, maybe I would.
You are not as petty as this guy that's trying to bring down Joe right now.
No, I'm not at all trying to bring down Joe. I'm just saying as like a normal human being
With a tinge of pettiness.
with a whole bucket full of pettiness.
Could we be done? This is the longest post show ever. Let's call it 100. We gave you guys everything we could for this 100th.
100.1.
Yeah. Now the count's on again.
Wow. It's just thank you. We appreciate you all.
Yeah. we
Real quick in
appreciate
closing, out of the 4 million downloads we've had, how many do you think are legit?
100,000.
you. 1 million.
100. Okay, so you give it 25%.
1 million.
And what did you say, 25,000?
100,000.
100,000. Okay, so Kumar thinks substantially less than you.
Well, we know they're fugazi. Fuck, where's our plaque, Spotify?
Thank you guys so much.
I mean, because Spotify wants to make all the monies, maybe it's like what Kamar said.
Thank you so much for listening. Happy 100th. We'll see you guys for episode 101, and have a great weekend.
Keep your eyes open.